Hello, welcome. My name is Tracy. I'm an independent Stampin' Up demonstrator here in Australia. Thank you so much for joining me today. Today I thought I would make a card that is a mixture between the New Occasions catalogue and the annual catalogue. So for this one, I've also gone with Granny Apple Green, which is my favourite green right now. I'm so glad that they've brought this colour in. So for the supplies we needed for this card, we have the Humming Along stamp set with the matching hummingbird framelit dies. We have the Celebrate You thinlet dies. We are using that for the Celebrate. We have Granny Apple Green, and we also have Versamark ink. And we're using the embossing buddy, the heat tool, and silver embossing powder for the leaves. We have the silver mini sequin trim for the background here, and I have my card kit here as well, and all the measurements and supplies can be found over my blog. There is a link in the description of this video. There's also a link to my online store where you can purchase all your Stampin' Up supplies if you live in Australia. If you are purchasing through me, please use that hostess code and I'll send you out a free gift. So we have the card base, which is a Granny Apple Green. It's already pre-scored in the middle. I'm just going to fold and burnish that edge with the bone folder. And then what we might do is we might start working on the Whisper White piece. So I'm going to bring in my mat. I'm just going to run my embossing buddy over that piece because, especially on the left-hand side, this is where we're going to do our embossing of our leaves. So bringing the Versamark ink in, going to bring that leaf image in, and we're just going to stamp that image all the way around on that piece of white, just on the left-hand side. So in the right light you can actually see where you've stamped. And Versamark's a very sticky clear ink, which is perfect for embossing. I think I might leave it just there like that. I'm also going to bring in that other bit of Granny Apple Green, and I just want to do one leaf image there. Okay. So bringing in the silver embossing powder, I'm going to put that all on there and get that lovely image of the leaves. Very pretty. Okay, and that one leaf that's left. So I'm going to heat this up with the heat tool and I'll be back in a minute. Okay, before we bring in the big shot and we die cut that leaf and the sentiment, let's actually bring in the sponge dauber and the Granny Apple Green ink, and we're just going to add a little bit of colour. So I want darker here in the corner here, and then blending out a little bit lighter as we go through. really happy with how that turned out. So let's bring in the big shot and we'll do some die cutting. So I have both my Celebrate die and that leaf die. Let's run that through. That come out really well. Couple of little holes there to poke through. That turned out really well. We have all our elements done, so let's start putting it all together. Now this one actually popped up with dimensionals, and I'm not going to do that with this one. I want to glue this straight down. I found it was just a little bit too flimsy. Maybe if I'd used the thicker Whisper White, it would have sat up quite nicely with the dimensionals behind it, but with the heat tool being used on it and adding lots of colour to it, lots of ink to it, I think it sort of stressed it a little bit too much. Okay, so the next one we're going to do is we're going to work out where we want that, but we're also going to bring in the mini sequin trim. I want to do like a nice little loop. And this can be a little fiddly, so hopefully it's not overly fiddly on the camera. I'm just going to snip, because I think that's enough. And what I found was glue dots worked really well, so pop a couple down underneath the sequin trim. Okay. I'm also going to bring in that Celebrate and stick some glue dots behind it. I found it easier if we just sort of rolled them in half. I haven't put them on every one, I've sort of done every second letter, and I found that that held it quite well. So if you're doing it and you feel it's not sturdy enough, you can put a few more on or run some multi-purpose glue over it. That would work as well. There we go. I think I've got enough there, and I'm just going to, oops, I'm just going to take some of that edging off, just a little bit too big. So with our leaf, I'm going to stick some dimensionals on the back. So it's nicely popped up. pushing it in just like that. And then the last thing is a few of the rhinestones. So bring these ones in. I'm going to do a larger one up the top here, and a couple of the smaller middle-sized sort of ones down below. And I thought that just sort of brought that sparkle out just that tiny bit more, because there's lots of sparkle there from the embossing and both the mini trim. Thanks so much for joining me today. I hope you've enjoyed today's card. If you have, please give me a thumbs up and don't forget to leave a comment. All the measurements and supplies can be found over my blog, that's in the description of this video. And if you haven't hit subscribe yet, please do. I have 2 videos every single week coming out to you, and I would love to see you back again. Okay, until next time, enjoy your day. Bye.